I'm the sports professor, Rick Horrow. Welcome to Beyond the Scoreboard, Inside the Mega Events. It's a trillion-dollar sports business, to be sure, and about 50 to 60% of those dollars are wrapped up in the mega events, the championships, Super Bowls, All-Star Games, World Series, Wimbledon, tennis majors, golf majors, NASCAR championships, IndyCar championships, Ryder Cup. All of those too numerous to mention. I'm in my office to kick off the show, but I'm not here a lot. I'll be on the road on a weekly basis to bring you the inside tips from those major events. The balance sheets, who wins, who loses, the interviews, how you put on the events, and how you sustain them. This is all brought to you by Edelman Financial.
Money doesn't come with instructions. That's why we created Edelman Financial Services to help you with everything from college and retirement planning to managing your investments, helping you achieve retirement security. We're among the nation's top financial advisors. Come see how we can help you.
I'm here in my home office again, as I am every week, but now this is a big deal because we're talking about March Madness. Yeah, April 6, April 8, I'll be here. It's my show. I can do what I want. I know I didn't dress up, but this is the second big-time event in Minneapolis at U.S. Bank Stadium. It's a Final Four designed by HKS, the facility group, specifically to maximize basketball as well as football, obviously, and other major events. It is a big coup for them. The economic impact should be well over $300 million. Rest assured, we will have them on the show as we get closer to that event itself. But take a look where the games are after Minnesota. Mercedes-Benz in 2020, Lucas Oil 2021 back in Indy, NCAA headquarters, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in New Orleans, the Superdome in 2022, then Houston at NRG, then Phoenix 2024. The old reliables, but the bottom line is 60, 70,000 seats and a domed stadium made for television and made for attendance with the Saturday and Monday games. They've got it down pat. Which was once a small event is now a blockbuster. Probably the biggest event of the entire sports calendar when you consider that from a tournament last week, the beginning of the Northeast Coast Conference Championship, all the way to April 8th, you have nothing but bracketology, the games, the sponsorships, the activation. The NCAA makes $1 billion annually from the tournament. The sponsorship balance sheet, according to the Department of Education, about $1 billion. About $817 million of that are the TV deals with Turner and CBS, and they're not going away soon. So obviously that's the tie, along with merchandise and the brand itself. Look how it trickles down to the schools. Not just revenue, but the Wall Street Journal came up with a study talking about brands. The top program as far as the branding of their basketball program, Kentucky, it would be worth about $342 million if it was a professional organization using the same metrics as they do for branding. Louisville at $320, Indiana $278, Duke $190, and the University of Kansas at $181. The bottom line is these are amazing brands, and they perpetuate and they recruit, and regardless of who wins every year, it is a cycle of those teams, except to say a few other surprises like Chicago Loyola last year. But look for consistency, and that's very important. Also, when you take a look at coaches, Coach K at $9 million a year, he certainly deserves it when you consider the exposure and notoriety he's given to his school. And more important, there is a pantheon of 10, 12 coaches. When you look at the assistants, they are making much more today than they ever were. Good for them. Obviously, about $160 million pumped into the programs at the top schools over a 10-year period. Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. It is still a Nike tournament, both on the men's and women's side. Adidas and Under Armour trying to gain some traction. Good luck. The bottom line is they still have a long way to go. Finally, take a look at the programs themselves as far as revenue. Who are the top 10? University of Louisville at about $44 million annually. Duke, about $35. Syracuse, $30 million. University of Kentucky, about $27. Indiana, $24. Arizona, about $23. Then Wisconsin, then North Carolina, then Marquette, then Tennessee. Bottom line is all the big schools that you might usually expect. So what's going to happen? We have the bribery scandal. We have the major suit about licensing and pay for play. We have the reconfiguration of the Power 5 conferences. This may be the last year for stability as far as revenue and consistency. Prediction, next year we'll have some form of student compensation beyond scholarships. We'll have some form of policing as that requires. We'll also have some form of licensing certainty as the cases may not be finalized, but certainly the next ruling will be. And as important, we certainly will have some understanding of where the one and done is. Remember, it's not a college rule. It is a bargained rule between the NBA and the Players Association. College kids could go where they want as long as the NBA Players Association and the NBA gives them a job that's available for them. So, all of these factors conspiring into one issue. It is the biggest event of the year. Get your brackets ready. As Coach K has said many times, it brings the country together like nothing else. And God knows in this environment, we need the country brought together. Sports Professor Rick Horrow, March Madness begins.